I think now we have 3 candidates for the president election, right? And I think all of them would mention this. Okay, we want to encourage young people to have more babies. Okay, because now we have not enough children. So the population structure would be a problematic one. And if you want to encourage others to have baby, so have a baby, you have costs. And you have to bear the baby, to rear the baby, and so the cost would be something related to education, childcare, things like that, right? So if I give you some subsidize the childcare service, your burden to have a baby may be less. Okay? So the target is to help, especially for young people, to have their kids. For a family, people is old enough. There is no possibility to have another baby. So this kind of policy is actually nothing to do with them, because they don't buy any amount of childcare, right? So this kind of policy is just to help young couple families, right? All right. Any other questions? So last week we talked about food stamp. Of course, we may issue, if you are the government, we may issue a kind of stamp or a voucher. We call it child care stamp. You may also do that. Just like food stamp. So Q1, Q2, and is the initial budget line. I give you some voucher or some stamp on childcare. So it's a hint, right? So a stamp is very close it's very close to lump sum payment without changing the relative price. I'll pay for you this amount of childcare. So if you wanna help young couples with childcare, policy number 1 could be subsidy, or just a cash transfer, or a childcare stamp or voucher. Okay, so you may have an amount of childcare free without paying anything, but the government will pay for you this amount, right? Okay. And it's very close to the transfer, because you may receive this amount of service for free, but the government have to pay for you, and the government have to pay this amount of money. Okay? So the size or the magnitude, the budget line shift upward would be the amount of money the government transfer to you. So this amount would be the payment by the government. The difference between this one, and this one is that the government transfer the money to the seller or to the producer of childcare services, like kindergarten. Okay, but this policy, the government transfer money to the consumer directly. Right? Any kind of question? Yeah.
So the target audience of these policy are different.
The basic idea would be the same, but the effect would differ.
Okay.
Yes.
So, this kind of policy encourage people to buy more and not make money goods, and not like they can save their money in equal deposit rather just buying the goods itself.
By the what?
Using the stamps like the government encourage people to buy the goods the government owns.
Yeah, sure. That would be the target. Like a food stamp, the government want you to buy more food, right? And book voucher, the government want you to read more, to buy more books. And childcare stamp or childcare voucher is the government want you to have more childcare service. Any other question? All right, let's proceed to the next one. Labor leisure choice. So this section 5.5, we are deriving labor supply curves. So it's quite I think you may have some concern on that because a few years later you may have to provide your labor in the labor market. You have to find a job and work for someone and earn your salary, your earnings. Labor leisure choice. Labor leisure choice. Okay. So why people work? People work. The reason why people work is to earn money. And without money, you cannot buy anything, right? So if you want to consume things, goods, commodities, you need money. So how can you get some money? You have to work. So you work to earn money so that you may buy goods. And now, H, the capital H, is our stands for your working hours. Your working hours. And W is your wage rate. And if you don't work, you may consume leisure hours. Okay, if you work, you cannot have leisure. You cannot go to see a movie. You cannot to have a date. You cannot to go to some sightseeing tour, right? So if you don't work, you may consume your leisure hours. We use N as the variable, leisure hours. And you may buy goods from unearned income sources, Y star. So Y star, you may regard Y star as the money money transfer from your parents or from some good people. Alright, so utility. This model, we assume the consumer or you, the common people, will earn some utility from Y or N. Y is your income, your money. So with Y, you may consume. So more money, you will be happier. And N would be your leisure time. So more leisure time, you may play games, online games or other games. You may just sleep or find someone to date or go to KTV with Lao Wang, right? If you want to sing with Lao Wang, you need time. It's leisure time. But for everyone, we have a time constraint. So 24 hours per day is a nature limit for all of us. H, your working hour, equals 24 minus N. N is your leisure hours. Okay? And your total income would be Y. Y equals W, your wage rate, times your working hours. So this is your labor earnings, labor income, plus some unearned income, non-labor income Y star. So Y star may be some money transfer from the government, from the parents, from some good one who care about you. So our goal in this problem is to determine labor and leisure choices so that to maximize our utility subject to budget constraints. All right. So let me make the problem more clearer. Okay, in this model, we like to maximize our utility, and our utility comes from Y and N, money or income, your income and your leisure. So a very natural problem would be why there is no good or no price of goods. Because it's a intermediate level course of microeconomics, and we have to draw pictures or draw diagrams on blackboard. So due to this limit, at most we may analyze 2 types of goods, right? And if one good is your leisure time, so there is another good. We cannot analyze leisure time with pizza, burrito, or other things together, because if you wanted to measure or wanted to analyze leisure time, pizza, burrito, then it would be 3 goods, right? 3 goods would be a 3-dimensional analyze, or 3-dimensional analysis. So it's impossible to draw a diagram on the blackboard. Okay? So we need to reduce the number of goods to 1. And we use income to capture the idea. The more income you have, the more consumption or the more units of commodities you can buy to consume. So Y represents your income, which also represents your consumption level. Okay? Now, The two goods providing utility are N leisure time and Y income, subject to 24 hours equals H plus N, your working hour and your leisure time. And your income would be WH plus Y star. All right. So, and actually, H would be 24 minus N plus Y star. All right. If you want to play one more hour games, you wanna watch TV one more hour or have fun with friends one more hour. So 1 more hour will make your working hours 1 hour less, right? And your earning would be W less. So your Y would be less. If this is 1, this would be W. 1 more hour, you earn W less. Is that clear? So this would be your wage rate. For example, if your hourly salary to be like $500, so you have 1 more hour for fun, your income would be $500 less, right? Is that clear? It's about time, it's about money. So there is a trade-off between these two goods. Just like conventionally, we have Q1, Q2, subject to P1, Q1 plus P2, Q2 equals Y. So if you want 1 more unit of Q2, you got to give up some units of Q1, right? So if you want 1 more Q2, you have to pay P2, and you will have to sacrifice this amount of Q1. Is that right? So there is always a trade-off between what you want, because both of them are goods, which means the more the better. So given the budget line or budget constraint, you cannot just have both of them more. You need to sacrifice something for gaining another thing. Here, the same. If you want more money, you have to work more and you have less leisure hours. But if you want to have more leisure, you have to sacrifice your income, which means your consumption. All right? Okay, so let's draw a diagram here. Oops. Okay, let's take a break. I'll see you on 10 or 10:05. 10.
对。我靠，这不光是吃不下去。
这样
如果你真不幸被这样，你就只是大二时候再回来，再弄。最快的。
All right. Let's go back to the class. Now, if you do not have a rich parent, if your parents are not rich enough and no one provides you this unearned income, you do not have this part. So every morning you wake up, you have 24 hours for leisure, right? And of course, you may stay at where you are in the very early morning. You've got 24 hours. You may stay in bed whole day, just sleep, or you just wake up